Now that American hardcourt season is fast approaching, as we have the two Masters 1000 events soon, as well as the US Open at the end of August, let's take a look back at some of the biggest winners slash losers of the grass court season. See who improved their stature on the tour by giving themselves good results over this grass court season, and whose stock falled over this grass court season. And before we continue with the video, 99% of you guys are not subscribed. So if you enjoy regular tennis content, do me a massive favour and hit that subscribe button. So let's get straight into this. Firstly, we have to talk about Carlos Alcaraz. Carlos Alcaraz definitely was the biggest winner from grass court season, as he did the doubleheader of winning Queens and Wimbledon back-to-back, then also being his first and second grass court titles and his second Grand Slam as well. So obviously, your grass court resume can't get much better than what Alcaraz did in this 2023 grass court season. And I think he's only the second player to do it since Andy Murray in more recent times. I think Murray did it back in 2016 and maybe in 2013 as well when he won Wimbledon. And yeah, Alcaraz has done it, showing rapid rate of improvement on grass as he was able to beat some very, very good grass court players. Like he beat the 2021 finalist Berrettini, as well as, players you would think suit grass like Medvedev, who keeps the ball quite low. But no, Alcaraz was able to find a way to overcome him. Now, another big winner from grass court season was Holger Rune. Holger Rune, who had never won a grass court match coming into this year, managed to make it all the way to the semi-finals of Queens, losing to Alex de Minaur in the process, who would go on to lose the final to Carlos Alcaraz. And Holger Rune was playing very well on grass. I think he managed to adapt his strokes very well, using his huge penetrating backhand to good use, because he can really unload off that backhand wing, as well as his forehand, even though his forehand's not as much as an offensive weapon as some of the more elite forehands like Sinner or an Alcaraz. But Holger Rune definitely made some good improvements and was able to go toe-to-toe with some good grass court players like Dimitrov, who he beat in the fourth round. And safe to say that he's been very, very good this grass court season, making a quarterfinal and a semi-final, and hopefully he can build upon this and come back even stronger in 2024. Now, a bit of an obvious one here, but you'd have to say that probably one of the biggest losers from grass court season was Nick Kyrgios, as unfortunately, when he tried to make his comeback, he had injured his wrist now, trying to come back from that knee injury that he had at the beginning of the year. And it was just like a double whammy for Nick. Despite this as well, the movement wasn't looking that good, so I'm not sure if he had even fully recovered from his knee surgery as well, and that he probably needed more time to get back on court and not rush into it. And so he was only able to play one match where he played pretty poorly and didn't get much grass court experience from this year, or any court experience from this year. I think the most notable match he played was that exhibition-y match with Novak on that opening weekend of the Australian Open. So let's hope he can recover well and find his footing, and maybe at the US Open, or if not, then indoor hardcourt season, or maybe like Shanghai or Tokyo, because I think he likes playing over there. So maybe. Another loser from grass court season was another player who did quite well at last year's Wimbledon, who had a 5-set epic with Nadal. Of course, I'm talking about Taylor Fritz. Now, Taylor Fritz hasn't been able to achieve a good run at a Grand Slam since last year, making that quarterfinal, as he's had pretty poor luck in Grand Slams, or you could say poor luck as well as maybe emotional scar tissue potentially from that Nadal match, because I think everyone knows Taylor Fritz should have won that match because Nadal was barely serving at his normal speed. He was literally just rolling the ball into the court, and yet Taylor Fritz still couldn't win that match. He lost in the 10-point tie break in the fifth set. So he wasn't even able to make that much noise in the lead-up tournaments as well. So therefore, quite a poor grass court season for Taylor Fritz as well. And hopefully he can bounce back at the US Open, being, the hometown hero, the highest ranked American, even though Tiafoe's pushing him for that. So we'll see how that unfolds. So yeah, those are 4 players who I think had... 2 that I think had a good grass court season, 2 that I think had a poor grass court season, although Nick is quite debatable because he was injured, but still, I think him rushing in to try to come back onto grass was ultimately could have done him more damage going into the later tournaments this year. So thank you so much for watching and listening. Don't forget to subscribe. Take care and peace.